As a human behavioral scientist, researching in the field of consciousness and mind, it's inevitable that I would have run into tarot because tarot is about mind, not about fortune telling. You guys are wrong. Tarot cards can be used for fortune telling, so can chicken bones. But the primary purpose for tarot cards were to disseminate and share tarot knowledge. And tarot knowledge is the science of mind. Man, if I could ever find a way to say this and feel that it's being absorbed properly, man, it'll be a happy day for me. Tarot cards were not invented for fortune telling. Psychic doesn't mean you can read somebody else's mind. You know we live in a world full of lies. Everything we were taught is wrong, inside out, upside down, and reversed. So it shouldn't shock you, especially as tarot card readers. Like, wow, man, I've been doing it wrong. Yeah, I've been winging it. Yeah, I really don't know tarot cards. That was a place I came to. As a professional tarot card reader, I began to say, man, I really don't know this shit. I'm just doing what everybody else is doing. And I'm just, acting and I'm not really in it. So I went on a little journey to see if there was anything to tarot cards. And I found tarot, which is where tarot cards come from. And I'm telling you guys, I'm the Indiana Jones of this stuff. I fell into it. I wasn't looking for it. It was like, what? Anyway, this nature of polarization in the collective is very fascinating to me as a human behavioral researcher and scientist. I study mind. And what makes humans tick is revealing mind to me. The word psychic means mind, soul. It doesn't mean fortune telling. Fortune telling means fortune telling. Psychic comes from the word is linked with the word psychiatry, psychologist, psychiatric ward. It's all about mind. And tarot, the first premise of tarot is you don't have a mind. You are a mind. EYE. You're a spiritual being, man. Whoa. You don't even think about what that might mean if you really are a spiritual being. See, most people are trying to become spiritual. You're already spiritual. Try to be less physical. Blinded by the five senses, and you'll have something. Anyway, the collective is polarized. Everything's 50-50. It's like in the football game. 50% are rooting for this team, 50% rooting for that team. I suppose that's what creates the contest. Democracy in the, whatever you call government, 50% liberal, 50% conservative, split right down the middle. Well, a house divided won't stand. There is no side to pick. The magician is not polarized. The magician doesn't pick a side of anything. One thing is not better than the other to the magician, the master of mind. The magician triangulates both sides and brings it to the common middle, which is what a magnet is. You have a North Pole, South Pole of a magnet. They're not attracted to each other, yet they are attracted to each other, actually. And if you put two north poles of a magnet together, it repels, and two south poles repel, But if you put a north and a south pole together, click, you got the magnetics. And that's because those opposite poles are bringing all that metal together, squeezing it because of their attraction to each other, right? And you have a north and south pole. You're bipolar. I laugh my ass off when people, I'm bipolar. I go, no shit. So's the earth. bipolar. So's a magnet. So's a battery. So's a penny. Everything has two sides, please. What it is, they want you to think there's only one of you. That's ego. That's ID, identification. It's ego. It's very blind, very blind. Anyway, in the USA today, it's like you got half the people who are into this liberal shit and the other half are into this conservative shit. And I'm like, why am I witnessing this? And it's because it's happening within our minds. And so therefore reality is reflecting it. This incredible split down the middle polarization of the, let's say in the case of the United States of America, of the collective, of the people. It's an amazing thing. And so within each and every one of us, we are polarized. Albert Einstein said that the intuitive mind was a sacred gift and the rational mind was a faithful servant. He said that we have created a society that honors the servant and has forgotten the gift. And I'm going to tell you something, man. For a professor, he gave us a grade and it ain't good. So we are polarized. You're polarized. I'm polarized. The first step in getting over this sickness is to understand that you are a duality. You're a twin individual, not an individual. There's no way. How do you think you talk to yourself? Like yourself, don't like yourself, find yourself, lose yourself, argue with yourself, agree with yourself. It's got to be two, yin, yang, man. You got to step out from this conversation here and say, I'm a two, man. There's two of me. Well, ego don't dig that. Ego's like, no, two halves of me, maybe. Oh, man, I love it when people tell me that. Yeah, I got two halves of me, my feminine and my masculine. I go, there you go with ego again. Now there's one of you with two halves. Why don't you just say there's two of you? Two of you! Look at antiquity in the alchemy art, the double man, the two-headed man, one body. You have no idea. You are a twin individual. You're not an individual. And being a twin, if it's unified, makes you three. Me, myself, together make I. If myself is not digging with me, there is no three I. Talk on this more later.